Professor Henry Winston had spent decades honing his craft, pouring his heart and soul into his art. But as he approached his 60s, the passion began to wane. His once vibrant studio now felt like a dusty relic of a bygone era. That was until Sophia, a stunning young art student, walked into his life. Her eyes sparkled like gemstones in the morning light, and her touch ignited a fire within him that had long been dormant. Henry, a man who had always prided himself on being in control, found himself enthralled by Sophia's unbridled creativity and zest for life. As they worked together, their mutual fascination grew. Henry discovered that Sophia was not only an extraordinary artist, but also a kindred spirit, sharing his love for the beauty and complexity of human emotion. Their conversations flowed like a rich, velvety wine, leaving him feeling tipsy with desire. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the studio, Henry found himself unable to resist Sophia's charms any longer. He reached out, his hand trembling slightly, and gently brushed a strand of hair behind her ear. The touch sent shivers down her spine, and she turned to meet his gaze. Their eyes locked in a sizzling connection that left them both breathless. Without a word, Henry knew he had to taste the sweetness of her lips. He leaned in, his mouth inches from hers, as Sophia's eyes fluttered closed, anticipating the kiss. The world around them melted away, leaving only the two of them lost in the depths of their desire. The air was charged with an electric tension as Henry's lips finally touched hers, sending sparks flying like fireworks on a summer night. As they kissed, Henry felt his passions reawakened, as if the very essence of his being had been reignited by Sophia's presence. He realized that he had been living in black and white while she was painting the world with vibrant colors, full of life, love, and laughter. In those moments, Henry knew he had found his masterpiece, not a work of art on canvas, but a symphony of desire, played out between two souls who had discovered their perfect harmony. As they broke apart for air, Sophia's eyes sparkled like diamonds, and Henry's heart swelled with gratitude for this second chance at love. Their love story became a masterpiece of its own, woven from threads of creativity, passion, and the beauty of human connection. And as they stood there entwined in each other's arms, Henry knew that he would never again let his passions fade, for Sophia had reignited the fire within him, and he was forever changed. Henry's hands moved deftly over the canvas, his brushstrokes bold and expressive. He was lost in the moment, the strokes of paint on paper blending together like a symphony. Sophia sat beside him, her eyes fixed intently on the artwork unfolding before her. "What are you thinking?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Henry's gaze flickered to hers, his expression thoughtful. "I'm thinking about the beauty of imperfection," he said, "the way a stroke can be imperfect and still convey exactly what I mean." Sophia nodded, her eyes never leaving his. "You're always trying to capture the essence of something, aren't you?" Henry's eyes crinkled at the corners as he smiled. "That's what art is all about, capturing the essence of life, love, and everything in between." As they spoke, Henry's brush dipped into a pool of rich crimson paint. He applied it to the canvas with deliberate strokes, the color spreading like a slow-burning flame across the paper. Sophia's eyes followed his movements, her pupils dilating as she felt an inexplicable connection to the artwork and to Henry himself. She knew that this was more than just a painting, it was a representation of their shared passion for life, love, and beauty. As Henry finished his masterpiece, he turned to Sophia with a triumphant smile. "What do you think?" Sophia's eyes sparkled as she gazed upon the artwork. "It's breathtaking," she breathed. "You've captured the essence of our conversation, the imperfections that make life beautiful." Henry's chest swelled with pride and gratitude. He knew that he had found a kindred spirit in Sophia, someone who understood the art of seduction not just as a physical act, but as an emotional connection between two people. Their eyes met once more, this time locking in a deeper connection than before. Henry felt his heart skip a beat as Sophia's gaze held his, her eyes burning with a fire that threatened to consume them both. And then, without warning, she leaned forward and pressed her lips to the corner of his mouth. The touch sent shivers down Henry's spine, leaving him breathless and wanting more. The art of seduction was no longer just a concept, it was a living, breathing thing, unfolding between two souls who had discovered their perfect harmony. Henry's heart skipped a beat as Sophia's lips brushed against his skin. He felt like he was melting into her touch, his entire being responding to the gentle caress. Their eyes remained locked, the air thick with tension and desire. Henry could feel the spark between them building, growing stronger with each passing moment. Sophia pulled back, her gaze never leaving his. "I think we've reached a new level of understanding," she said, her voice husky with intimacy. Henry's throat constricted as he struggled to find his voice. I think you might be right." The studio fell silent, the only sound the soft hum of the art supplies and the heavy breathing of the two lovers. Henry could feel Sophia's eyes drinking in every detail of his face, her gaze a palpable caress. Without breaking eye contact, Sophia reached out and gently touched his cheek. The stroke sent shivers down Henry's spine as he leaned into her touch, his skin burning with desire. Their lips met once more, this time with a fierce intensity that left them both breathless. The kiss deepened, their tongues entwining in a slow, sensual dance. Henry felt himself losing control, his passions reigniting like a wildfire spreading across the canvas of his soul. He wrapped his arms around Sophia, pulling her close as they devoured each other's lips. The art of seduction had become a living, breathing thing, unfolding between two souls who had discovered their perfect harmony. The stroke of desire had ignited, and nothing would ever be the same again. As they kissed, Henry knew that he had finally found his true masterpiece, not a work of art on canvas, but the symphony of desire played out between him and Sophia.